Like I mentioned before, if there's something that impacts the relationship, is sickness and death. Because when someone is sick, it impacts your relationship. For example, one of my kids, they used to get on the table, get off the table. I mean, it's like crazy. Especially when he took the inhaler. It was like, on tables everywhere. So when I would see him that he was passive, I said, what's wrong with you? Even though I hated him being on the table, but still that's who he was. So I'm like, what's wrong with you? That you're not getting on the table, you're not running around, you're not doing all these things, what's wrong? So he dies, and it affects the relationship. Sickness affects the relationship. Death affects the relationship. So when a boy or girl is dead or dying, it causes pain to the loved ones. It hurts seeing another person dead. It hurts for a mother to see their son die, either physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Because the death of a son, if you're right now listening to me, either through the media where you're spiritually dead to God, and because of that, involved in certain things, it causes pain to your parents, seeing you dead. Just like the widow. That's why many shade her pain. That's why I want to exhort every parent, especially every Christian parent, to continue to pray. As long as they're breathing, they can change. God can change them. As long as physically, even in the tomb, like I read, but as long as physically they're breathing, God can change them. That's why at the beginning God says, take them out of the coffin that you placed them, and bring him continued every day. Bring him before my presence. Bring him before my presence. And God will do everything, and he'll testify to you that he did everything to save that boy, everything to save that girl. Sent them all types of people. Presented him. He'll reveal himself that, look, I did everything I could to offer the salvation, to bring him out of whatever tomb he was. But continue to pray, Christian parent. Continue to pray. And now you don't have to be a parent to pray for a brother, because right now he's a single child. But if you had a sister, sisters, pray for your brothers. Pray for your cousins. Pray for those that you know that they're spiritually dead. Pray for them, to continue to intercede for them. And the Lord saw her pain, saw her sorrow, her despair, her griefs, her heartbreak, her heartbreak. And this is why Jesus went to Nain. That even though he might have been somewhere else where he sent to heal the centurion's son, he saw her pain from that distance. He got close to her. Just like Jesus close to here today. If you have a similar pain like that today, he's here. He's close to us today. Ever since the service started, he saw her pain. So young man, boys, some of you are alive right now. You're alive right now. Because Jesus saw the pain of the possible death, your death. And because Jesus saw the pain of your possible death, he had mercy over your parents. You hear me, young people that are here? Some of you have escaped things that others have destroyed. And simply because you escaped them, not because you had the abilities or the strength or the whatever it is you think you had, it was because God had mercy on your parents, knowing how they would feel seeing you spiritually dead, emotionally dead. And that's why you're here today. Some are not here today. Some God had mercy. Some God raised. Some of these kids, because God saw the pain in their mothers, the father, were healed from tumors. They were healed from heart conditions. Don't let me talk. Healed from heart, because heart conditions, from leukemia in their blood, and all types of disorders that weren't supposed to live beyond that. And because God had mercy on your parents, now I'm talking to these kids that are giving God attitude. Oh, I'll serve God whenever I want, whenever I'm ready I go. You know, you will be dead if it wasn't because God had mercy on your parents. Amen. When people had less than what you have and are not here today, and here you're giving God an attitude what God did with you. Oh, I serve God when I'm ready. I'll go back to church when I'm ready. But because the tumor you had, you wouldn't even reach 15. Because of that heart you had, you wouldn't even reach 10 years of age. And because God had mercy, it wasn't you. Because maybe God had a plan with you. Because he saw the pain. The only reason why Jesus went to Nain was because he saw the pain on the mother. That's it. Maybe he had, obviously he had intentions with the boy because he says he has compassion. And he saw the pain that it caused in the mother. And he raised him up. Just like many here. And I know because I'm humble enough to say there's some things that I escaped, and it wasn't because of me. It was because, tell me. And some friends can testify, man, we've been to, mira, una vez, there was one time, oh, Maria, we went to some friends, when I was high school, and then we were in a tournament in Ponce, in Colegio Ponce. So he wanted to go see his grandma. And I'm like, oh, cool. So we go see the grandma. He lived a little farther away. You know what he began to do? This was in the mountains. And he began to shut the lights off. Oh my God. And start driving. What are you doing? Hey, the dumb things. And I know I survived that because God had mercy on my parent. And my mother said, if something happens to this boy, it's going to destroy the mom. Just like one time I had an accident. This is a really bad one in Quebradilla. And literally in the place where on this side is the cliff and on this side is the mountain. There's a part. Now it's four lanes, which is fine. Back then it was 2 lanes. So the driver sees the dog, he veers off, and he veers off this way. Oh my God, we're dead. And then he goes like that, we spin around, and it was a horrible crash. But I understand, I'm humble enough to know that the reason why I survived wasn't because I'm too cute or to whatever. The reason I survived because God had mercy on my parents. And obviously he had a plan in my life that was going to be fulfilled because God had mercy on that. What I want to drive today is those who, as a mercy to their parents, those young people that are hearing me today, as a mercy to the parents, that you realize you survived the things you realize out of the grace of God, or the grace of God had for their parents. And God is calling you, just like he called the son of this widow to come back to life. He's calling you to come back to life. So